Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to see why you attract who you attract into your life, why certain karmic experiences play out within your experience, what you could do to shape shift your reality. And if you don't understand, just follow along because I will tell you again what your person is going to do. But a lot of times it doesn't matter what they're going to do. We want to know whether a person's coming from the best place, right? And not from a very selfish place. We want to know if they're coming from a place of heart based instead of ego based. All right. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. That includes the word of the video. So if you want to enter into winning a free video, listen to me, free reading with me, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Also, I wanted to thank everyone, by the way, for your likes, share, subscribes. I love all your comments. Keep them coming. They really give me a lot of energy. And meaning, again, I'm in transition mode. So, like, I love them because they, give support. And support to the channel is supporting me. And I really appreciate that. Especially since, these are shadow readings, and I do shadow readings because at one time I had a lot of spiritual blocks. So integrating the spiritual lesson in order to see yourself differently, I know firsthand is the way to actually stop karmic cycles that keep you in a place of limitation, lack, fear, and that you can quantum jump into the reality that you want to experience. And I'm kind of feeling like, Virgo, like you're about to do that, believe it or not. Now, you may be like, who, me? But the irony of it all is that we've been taught that we can't have. And we're taught this subconsciously by the media, by whatever's going on in the environment. I mean, remember when I was growing up, Jordache jeans were the thing, right? So if you didn't have the patch on your ass that said Jordache, you just were not, there was something wrong with you. I mean, it mattered about brands. Well, I mean, how far have we come? It's not, like you said, it's not, if you didn't have money, at one point, it was like there was something wrong with you. You're not your jeans that you wear. You're not, your outside things. But our society will tell you, people will make you feel that way. So again, shadows and spiritual blocks are created because we live in environments and we're around people that make us form core beliefs. We aren't even aware of those core beliefs most of the time, believe it or not. How we become aware is by what manifests within our world. So understand you have the power to change your world at any time, but it depends on where you put your time, your energy, your focus, and your money. Now, I'm kind of, like I said, I feel like you're on an upswing. I haven't pulled any cards yet. I don't know why I'm feeling this. We're going to see if you're connected to someone, how they're feeling about this again, and what really is going on in your life. Now, again, you want to enter into winning free reading with me, gotta like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. It's important when you're looking at people that have a lot of wounds, which is another word for spiritual blocks. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. It is blame. It is blame. I feel like someone knew that they were wrong, but they blamed you. Someone was trying to keep you on the hook without giving you anything. This person likes to create a lot of drama in relationships so that they don't really have to give anything. And the way that they do this is they trigger people, and they trigger them to again feel abandoned. They come on really strong, they love bomb, they become everybody that you want them to be. And once they think that they have you hook, line, and sinker, they become who they really are. And so this person has been giving you a lot of energy over time. And so they thought for sure that you were building a connection to them. They thought for sure. And so they decided, once they thought that they really had you and how much you cared. And I have a feeling like you told them this, Virgo. I have a feeling that you're dealing with someone that's emotionally not intelligent, and you try to put this person's mind at ease because somebody told you to. Or maybe you went to a psychic that told you to, which that's never, you should never do this, by the way. It's not about like again that you shouldn't express ever, but it's again in the beginning of a relationship. If a person isn't giving you anything, it's because they don't want to. No, there's not like this person put too many obstacles, too many things, again held back. But it's the way that they did it, how they came on so strong and then they held back. But they thought for sure that you were going to like say something to them. They thought that you were going to put up a fight because they gave this connection a lot of energy. Now, do you think that it was a lot? Probably not. This person is saying, I've been in your life for a few years, but you're saying, but you have never really given me anything. We've never gone out. Or if we did, it was like once or twice, and it was like not, it never really got off the ground, is the energy. It was always going to get off the ground, but then something would come up and it was always on your end. So there was always a sense of procrastination. And so this person held back from you because they didn't want to come to you. They didn't want to be transparent. They didn't want to have to change their behavior. And so it's again, they've been out of your life for a long time. And at first it was, well, I don't want you to blame me again, so I'm going to avoid you. And then as more time went by, this person was still stalking you. I feel like they were still watching you. But again, they say, oh, now this happened in your life. Oh, now you're hanging out with this person. Now, oh, they knew things were happening. They were missing your entire life. So they were holding back, assuming that you were going to, say something to them like, hey, I thought that I meant more to you, or what's going on, or it's anything. And that's not what happened. No, because I feel like you just felt like they're negative, and they were negative towards you by the way that they made you feel. It's again, person's not giving you any energy. And I feel like this person doesn't come from a very high vibration. So there's a sense that you think that this person would know what to do. It's when I feel negative, I don't feel like negative just in the glass is half full, which I do believe that this person is that way. I'm feeling like just negative, as in low self-esteem, as in I wouldn't know what to do with you, as in um not being able to express really how they feel, never really taking initiative. But like anyone that gets into a relationship with this person, they're either going to be bored or they're the person that's going to have to do everything. This person will go along with it. It's just they'll never make the plans. They'll never they'll never suggest anything. They'll never. So again, I feel like their relationships are all about, they're all about passion, not really building emotional connection, but again, having passion. So they're very short lived because people don't usually just want passion. I'm not saying that there isn't people that want passion, but mainly like in life, people want more than that. And I feel like this person like also doesn't want to be with a person that just wants passion. That's the irony. They want somebody that's going to be someone that's loyal, someone that they can trust, someone that's attractive, someone that they perceive like is a good catch. But they're not gonna like bring that same energy. And that's why they're negative, because they're on a low vibration, and that's someone that's continually trying to strategize. They're so cautious about what they need and not emotionally giving anything. And then I feel like you said would say stuff and they couldn't deal with it. Everything that you would say, whether it was real criticism or whether it was suggestions or what, they saw it as manipulative. They saw it as, again, twisting it, where almost to get you to settle for less, or for you to like push you into submission. That's almost what it feels like, but they did it in a very passive aggressive way. Like, oh, you said something that I don't like. So, or you're asking me for more, or you're putting me in an uncomfortable position. So I'm going to detach from you. I'm going to punish you because I see it as criticism. And that makes me not feel good about myself. And I don't feel good about myself anyway because I'm, again, negative, because I'm insecure. So anything that you say, I'm going to come across as hostile. There's a lot of anger. Again, that's really what you felt. Like you're just an angry person. I feel like this person's life is bland. They don't have really good relationships. They're insecure. So everything would be a trigger. So they would be angry because you're not someone that's on their vibration. I feel like, unfortunately, as time has gone, you've gotten to a place where you're like, I'm disgusted. And I'm disgusted because we did have a connection. There was a higher consciousness here. I knew that you were my person. I know that you knew that you were my person. But instead of you really having an open heart with me, you were so stuck in your ego and self-righteous. And this energy is disgusting because it meant that your ego was so big. And it's like everything just creating lies and illusions to manipulate me. Really, and it goes back to you being negative and like neglecting me. And really, you're neglecting yourself, because it's not like there isn't a connection. There is a connection. This spiritual knowledge and wisdom is that it's like a higher consciousness and knowing. And it's so like, it's almost like, what for? Yeah, I think it's like I'm feeling almost like just because this person is insecure, must not have a lot of dating experience, again, or just dates lower hanging fruit, so they don't really have to put energy in. Maybe they just go around and they trick people. They're a narcissist. I think that, again, it could be any one of those things. So even though there's a spiritual connection that this person knows, it doesn't matter because you're on completely different planes when you're like on such a high vibration and such a low vibration. And what makes this person low vibration is their insecurity and the fact that they're negative in a relationship. Negative behavior is self-sabotaging behaviorisms. It's also behaviorisms that, it's all about betrayal because this person doesn't like who they are. So, and they're only coming from a place of passion. So they're really being led by their ego. That's it. And so the thing is, anything that you say to this person, they see it as confronting. But the thing is, when you confront, they lash out. And when they lash out, you're their enemy. And it's because, again, they have anger issues. They have anger issues. And that has nothing to do with you. That has to do with all the past relationships that this person, again, has been in, have never worked out, because they're never going to work out if you're insecure and if you're negative. And so you're only coming from your ego, and that's not just like, again, that analytical mind where you're basing everything on what you see is what you know is what you believe, just the facts. And it's no spiritual connection. There's no emotional connection at all. So that might work in business, but it definitely doesn't work in a relationship. And then this person's so overly sensitive that everything that they hear is through the filter of the wounds that they have. So again, they project and they deflect a lot. They see you as confronting when really you're not confronting this person. You have a right to have boundaries. This person has a problem with you wanting boundaries, and that's what you know. And it's because they're insecure. They don't really 100% know what they want. And the thing is, you wouldn't if you weren't taking the time to emotionally connect. You wouldn't. This person is basing you on all their past relationships, and really through, like, again, the distorted perceptions from all their bad relationships. And this is why healing is so important, because this was a higher consciousness. This had the potential. This connection had the potential. Again, that's what this energy is. But again, the fine line between love and hate, and it's because it's, again, like you got to the place where you're like, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted of all of this. It's like that you make it so difficult, and it doesn't need to be difficult. You're always looking for something. You're looking for something outside of yourself to fulfill you, to entertain you. It's, again, yes, because this person is negative, and when a person is negative, it's tired. It's tiresome. It's, again, you have head chatter. This person is very logical and analytical. They don't tap into their intuition because they don't tap into their emotions. So they only navigate through that left brain. And that's, again, the fear brain. The reptilian mind is that fear brain. It's logical and analytical, but it's a disconnect from emotions, and it's a disconnect from themselves, because, again, they're detached, because a person that is that emotionally not unavailable, it's because of severe trauma. And also, I feel like this person was highly sensitive, and they were told not to be sensitive at home. Like, they must have gotten, like, hit or beaten for crying, for showing emotion. They were told not to. And I feel like you didn't grow up in an environment where it was easy for you to express yourself too. So I'm kind of feeling like you and this person are both highly sensitive, just opposite. Like, you're more intuitive and creative, and this person's very analytical and, again, detail oriented. Highly sensitive people that are left brain are, like, very critical. They're very critical, and because they're critical, they project a lot, and they project as if you're critical again, they can't handle any criticism because they're wounded, because they're insecure. The only way to heal themselves and is to evolve, and that's to become more emotionally intelligent. This person escapes from that. And I say that because look, this person's searching. What are you searching for? A thrill, anything that's gonna, you know, um, anything that's going to give this person a serotonin boost, a little high. It's like whether it's a drink, whether it's again someone making them feel good because they can't sustain themselves. That's the problem with negativity. When you ever been around someone that's negative and you feel like you have a headache after because they just complained, like they always have a problem, they're never happy, and understand people grow up in environments where they're taught that. So I feel like this person grew up in an environment where they were taught that, and then they were highly sensitive, and their sensitivity pissed somebody off. Again, made a lot of projection. As a child, not being able to show emotions because the parent takes it as, oh, you're upset because something that I'm doing wrong. Or again, you shouldn't show your feelings. Be a man, be a woman, be this, be that, be anything except for who you are. So this person again tries to emulate other people, and that's not who they are. And you can't navigate just from a place of logical and analytical thinking. You're always going to, again, see the glass as half empty. You're always going to focus on the flaws. You're always going to see what's imperfect, like what's broken, imperfections. That's what you're going to see. When meanwhile, God says, only I'm perfect. Everybody has imperfections, and a lot of their imperfections winds up being gifts. Everything's perception. Everything is. That's why they say in the Bible, the weakest link becomes the cornerstone. It's like the weakest link is again the broken ones, the symbolization of when the builders wanted to throw away the broken bricks. And, oh, these are broken. And then Moses or somebody, I don't know who it was, said, no, you can't throw those away. That's the cornerstone. Those broken stones are the cornerstone that's going to hold up the entire building. They're the strength of the building because they hold on. So those broken stones. And so what that symbolizes is that the broken aspects of ourselves, when we heal them, when we integrate them, they become our strengths. They become what enables us to transcend the limitations of our mind. This person is cut off from themselves spiritually because they're detached and disassociated. Disassociated is, I know I went through whatever I went through. I don't remember parts of what I went through because I don't have any feeling. It's like I watched somebody else go through it. I watched myself. It was an out-of-body experience. And severe trauma happens from that. That trauma creates intimacy issues. Intimacy as in trust. So here for a good time, not a long time, where everything's fueled by passion, but it leads to very addictive behavior because this person's negative. It's like the way you have to be balanced. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, and the human experience is supposed to always be to give and receive of love, to be the highest, best version of yourself by holding the character of unconditional love. That doesn't mean it's all lovey-dovey all the time. A lot of times it's perseverance, it's self-sacrifice, it's forgiveness. When you want to stab the person in the face, because they're triggering you to the point that you're like, I mean, what do you want to deliberately sabotage the connection? No, but severe trauma will make a person sabotage their relationships. And that is what happens when you detach and you disassociate from yourself. You get in your own way because this person is living on autopilot, meaning the trauma that they went through, they form behaviorisms. So they're never really present in the relationship because they're up in their head. They got a mind is chattering, trying to strategize, trying to figure out, got to be 10 steps ahead, got to make sure, got to have eyes in the back of my head just in case you do something wrong. And in past relationship, this happens. So again, oh, you did something that pissed me off, trigger, and they react. And then it's like that reactionary behavior that helped them in their childhood now sabotages every single relationship that makes this person feel insecure. But they don't show that they're insecure. Oh no. That would be fucking easy. We would love that if they would just show that. No, 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 we don't get that though. We get hostile energy. That's what we get. We don't get anything. We get insecurity. We get their anger. And worst of all, the worst of all, the worst of all is a self-righteous behavior. Like they think that there's something fucking else. Like they couldn't even get through the doorway. Their head was that big. I don't know what mirror they look in, but it's certainly not the vibration of unconditional love. No, this person is too sad. It's all about them and they don't really know why. So now they don't trust anybody in the relationship because every relationship turns out bad. Because you can't be negative and expect good results. You're going to get bad results. So this person now only cares about themselves. Narcissists. But they don't really want to be a narcissist. They just, again, doubt quite highly that you're going to take them back because, again, of the disappointment, and they're stuck in guilt and regret. And they feel hopeless, which is annoying because it's like you're in your ego. You're not really hopeless. Like, I mean, you need to, again, be able to communicate and really express the way you feel. And then that's, oh my God, this person's gonna fucking melt if they have to do that. They just gonna drop dead right then and there, They're not gonna survive. That's what they feel. Like this is terrifying for them. So again, spiritual blocks we can see, and we can see all the sabotaging behaviors because instead they're gonna be a pessimist now that they fucked up the relationship. And instead of fixing it, no, they're going to be like, again, the victim. I'm the hopeless. I can't really fix it. And really, it just leads back to the fact that they have a second chakra imbalance, which is all about mistrusting everybody because they don't trust themselves. So instead, they stay in a place of resentment. And their resentment because, again, there was part of this person that was waiting for you to come back. And now they're like, getting really impatient because they know that they really should have been the person to come back and apologize at this point. And you're not coming back because you're not on a low vibration, you're in a much higher vibration. So this person, of course, knows that you're a good catch. So now they're getting impatient because they're getting jealous. Like, who are you talking to? And so the irony of it all is that this person is disassociated, which means that they tend not to feel, right? They tend to avoid, do things outside, in search of things outside of themselves to give themselves that serotonin boost. Well, guess what? They're not as disassociated anymore. It's, again, they're feeling, and what they're feeling underneath is shame, which happens again when you were victimized as a child. None of us are born like with shame. We're taught that something that we did is unforgivable. Where again, put in positions where we, again, like are made to feel that way. So again, really why this person said stayed disassociated was because of shame. And the irony is that this person feels shame now because you never came back and they held back, and because of their insecurity. So it's made them have to look at all this shit about themselves, which brings them back to, again, no one stays, no one wants me. Everyone, again, I'm intolerant. And then on top of it, they do have a bit of an ego, it's their pride. So this person stays in a place of being imbalanced, again, because they're not coming from their true self, their higher self, they're coming from the ego self, the reptilian mind. So they stay selfish. This person is used to having attachments, not real relationships. And that's how they're able to control. And they weren't able to do that with you. It's again because you've already either dated people like this before, or again, just have done work on yourself, and you have always given yourself more. Thank God. Because it's like you withdrew from this person. Thank God that you did, because you had to protect yourself. It's like, and this person knows that. They know that you've detached because, again, of their selfishness. They know, they can feel how you feel about them. It's again, that everything, it's almost like whatever you showed me wasn't real. It's like you feel like illusions, like you just created a lot of, and it's true because this person wore masks. It's like that doesn't mean that they didn't have feelings for you. It means that this person is really wounded and they're just used to navigating the relationship in a way that they can control the relationship. But in this situation, what I see is that they couldn't control it, even though, listen, they still have the behaviorisms. They still had avoidant behaviors. They're still in search for something to give them that serotonin high to, again, get there, to take the focus off of you, to procrastinate, to hold back, to still have those negative core beliefs and the sabotaging behaviorisms. This person still obviously sabotaged the relationship, but they're not disassociated anymore. It brought them back to why they're disassociated, which is, oh, fuck, shame. I feel like shit about myself. The negative energy is a root chakra imbalance, and that's shame. And that happens when you are not your true self. And that happens when you're told to be somebody else. And that happens when you're, again, not allowed to express yourself emotionally. So this person, again, has learned that in this connection, it's not going to work unless they are emotional. And I think that scares the shit out of them, to be honest with you. Let's take a peek and see if it'll give us any deeper insight. And then we'll see what they're going to do. Because right now, what we see is like, you're not doing anything. I think you're beautiful inside and out, and I can see the light that radiates from your soul. So this person is like, again, I feel like you're on a high vibration. So it's not like you fought or you created drama that with this person, which usually I kind of feel like they wanted you to a little bit, give them something. You didn't do anything. You just kind of detached. They've never dealt with something like that. Again, they're used to lower hanging fruit. And the fact that your life is good, and that it's like I said, this person is forced to compare their life to your life, and they don't like who they are. And they feel no one likes them, but that's, again, that's their thing, again, from childhood trauma. Uh, Inner child children need to come first. Inner child need to come first. And that's what popped out to me. It's like maybe for some children are an issue, but I don't really feel that that's what the goes with this story. I feel like, again, this person grew up in an environment. Now, when it says our inner child, does it say? Yeah, our. So that means if you're attracting this person, you have wounds too. There are certain lessons that you needed to learn, and we're going to find out what they are. But that's, again, right then and there tells us something. I'm going through a dark night of the soul. Nothing in my life is making sense right now. Yeah, because it's, again, they've been forced to look at their life and look at your life, and they're negative, and they were living with their big fat ego, and that's not happening, right now, because you weren't playing along. This person realized that you weren't playing along. You just detached. You just let go. There was no warning. There was no fight. There was no anything. You just, that again made this person really look at themselves. And again, even if you're not going to be with this person, source source is like, this relationship served its purpose for that person. It was to make them, again, get back in their body, make them look at the healing. So whether you're with them or not, spirit says this person's doing the work. That's why nothing is making sense. You're going through a dark night of the soul. I don't think that they volunteered to do that. It happened because, again, you walked away from them and they were already in a shit place. You can only stay disassociated for so long until something happens. Something, again, happens psychologically, emotionally, or physically. And a lot of times when you're disassociated like this, it's major trauma that happens, like a major car accident, or like you get hurt, you have a major health issue, like you are like a dark night of the soul. It's like, it's almost like God says, I'm putting you in a timeout. I'm gonna put you in a timeout by yourself. That is it. You're gonna look at your life. Look at it. Because it looks like shit. It's like, because, like, look at it. Look how you play games. Look what you did. Look at all this disrespect and negativity and pride and ego. Look at all of it. And that's why spirit put them in, said, time, you're going in a timeout. It's like, it was like for a dark night of the soul. So this person is almost feeling like you're on a high vibration, your life is good. They almost feel like because they did something to you, that this is another reason why they're going through it. I'm accessing past life wisdom. It's helping me to understand things with a new perspective, again, which is not uncommon for a dark night of the soul. Like, this person is doing a lot of reflection. They're being forced to look at their life. Look at it. Look what you did. Look how you think that this is okay. It's not okay to be self-righteous. It's not okay. I feel like this person like going to be really embarrassed. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. We are one. So again, this person like knows who you are. But again, they do have a lot of fear inside of themselves. It's like they already know that they kind of messed up their relationship, to be honest with you. But I believe that you're on a high vibration, and if this person would apologize and would have a conversation with you, you might not let this person have the red carpet treatment, but you would let them, again, work their way to be back into your life, to get into your good graces. It's like, that's what this person knows. that about you. I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. Again, passion. Again, that's obviously if a person actually is going through a dark night of the soul because you walked away. Well, they ain't doing it because you had such a great conversation. Trust me, there's usually like the passion, the chemistry is hot. We don't stick around. Person don't go through a dark night of the soul and look at all their bullshit for mediocre, connection. That doesn't happen. I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual, other times I visualize our future together. So it's they're in fantasy land because listen, they're in a dark night of the soul, so their life is like shitty. So their entertainment is probably like to go to your social media and then fantasize about you because they're not really in a good place right now. They're doing a lot of reflection. So again, this person always needs a little serotonin boost. So, you just see where I'm going with this. Okay. I care about you even when I act like I don't. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel so vulnerable right now. And that's why I'm hopeless. It's like I can't, if I have to say something, I'm gonna melt. I'm gonna melt. I can't say anything. It's like I can't do it. And you see how this person is right here. And like you see that both people are frustrated. Is like I feel like you're disgusted because you're like, I am so tired of you of this. But this is like this person's like, because of you, I'm starting to see what is really important in my life. Yeah, because they're going through a dark night of the soul. So if you're going through a dark night of the soul, that there are other things in this person's life that clearly aren't working. And they would be if they're a negative person. They're negative straight across the board. And if they're only dealing with people from a left brain perspective, it's so cold, it's so detached, it's so, people think that this person's an asshole, even if they're not, because you're always wearing a mask. Like you have to be transparent sometimes if you want to have a real connection. What we are experiencing right now is part of a large collective clearing. Don't feel alone because others are healing too. So again, on some level, this person knows that you play an important part of their life. They might not be like, oh, you're my twin flame, you're my soulmate, you're making me. What they know is that they're changing because of you. That's it. It's like that they actually care. And that is the whole point of relationships. And that's why it says, Spirit says, whether you stay with this person or not, Spirit's like, I don't really care at this point, whether you do or not. Because again, everyone has free will. I bring people into your life to help you heal, evolve, because it's all about you learning you're not separate from me. And all I am is unconditional love. All I am is a universe. And I'm the energy of unconditional love. And most people have expectations around unconditional love, and they have believed that unconditional love means ownership, and it doesn't. Spirit says it's neither one of those. And you wouldn't know exactly what it was unless you experienced it. It's like, I just can't help it. And that's what this person, I just can't help it. It's like, I thought that I could help it, but I can't help this. It's like, this is fucking me up. Like I'm in dark night of the soul right now. And I'm looking at my life and I don't like what I see. I see a lot of shame. This is embarrassing. Deeper meaning. Again, hidden emotions. Nourishing. Again, changing this perceptions because I'm like asking what this person's going to do. Well, right now, what it is they're realizing again that there's a deeper meaning again to this connection. And that, again, that obviously they're looking at their hidden emotions. Why did I hide my emotions? And they're becoming conscious. Okay, like there's a lot here. They're becoming conscious. They're looking deeper, but they're looking deeper within inside of themselves. And so right now I feel like they're in a place of healing. So they're, again, that makes sense. But it is, again, what they're seeing is that they really do have true feelings for you. And that, again, there's like seeing things from a higher perception, and it's making them feel happier. Um, they want relief. There's, like you said, there's a sense of, again, just being happy. Like, and I feel like it's because this person is seeing things from a higher perception, and it's raising their vibration. Like I said, this person's negative. They tend to be, remember that first chakra, when you're negative, you don't like yourself, you're insecure, your first chakra gets very affected. And that means you're not grounded. You're up in your head all the time because you're overthinking. And that makes you release a lot of hormones. And that triggers the first endocrination gland that's associated with the root chakra, which is the adrenals, which over time, this person's thoughts become exhausting to them, right? So negativity is draining. And this person, again, is raising their vibration. Is there's a high vibe right here, and is that, so they're imagining the fun. There's a sense of like wanting to let go of the negativity and finding like who they are, like again, rising up. And that would make sense after a dark night of the soul, because they actually had to go deep within inside of themselves and really figure out, what do I want? And they've figured it out. Before then, I don't really think that this person figured out. Maybe they were always told what they wanted. I almost feel like they needed to like sabotage the connection in order for them to like understand like what the connection was. Yeah, like this person becomes like literally unselfish. It's like it's they literally go from one extreme to another. No, I'm no shit you. It's like they become generous, they become balanced, they begin to they learned how to communicate, they wind up showing compassion, they become they're unselfish, and I feel like it's because of you, because of your helpfulness, because of your demeanor, because of your generosity and your humanitarian likeness, that this person like begins to like integrate their emotions, because I feel like they were always a highly sensitive person. I just believe that they were taught that they weren't allowed to have those feelings, and possibly not even be allowed to be intuitive, depending on how they grew up. So it's, again, what they see is that with you, it's calm life, peace of mind. And I feel like, and like it's almost like they're watching a movie. You're still like, but there is a sense that this person just has so much admiration for you. They have so much appreciation for you. And I also believe it's because certain things are happening in your life. So I do believe that the divine has a hand in this connection. I do, because I feel like your energy is very spiritual and this high vibe, and this person energy like was not really high vibe, we know that, but again, it's impacted their life. such a positive way that I believe that, because it's just gonna sound crazy, but I almost believe that the universe gifts you because you held to your standard. You knew what you deserved and you poured your energy into yourself. And I only say that we're going to pull cards to see, however, because you get some sort of recognition, you get attention, you get almost as if like there's some sort of award, or again, like you get a position, you get like all eyes are on you. So at the same time that this person is coming out of their dark night of the soul and they've done all their reflection work, it's almost like something big happens for you. And that, like I said, makes this person even more being like, I want to be with you. Because listen, it's like, how good that would make this person feel. And not only am I attracted to you, and like you're such the great person, but your life. Yeah, like again, like again, it's like they're determined, they're determined to like make this situation work. And I say that it's like the connection really does have staying power. They're going to come to you very prepared. They're going to do whatever it takes to fix the connection. And I feel like it's because as everything unfolds, this person is like, watching your life blow up. And they're like, and that makes them again almost have a backbone, where they needed to have a backbone because they were never really giving anything, and then relationship never got off the ground. So there was always a sense of them holding back, of them not really knowing what to do and not taking charge again. So they actually needed to be able to do that, and I feel like the only way that they would have done it is to go through the process that they went through, the dark night of the soul, like to have everything play out the way that it played out. Like the fact that you didn't say, how dare you, and create a big spectacle and create a lot of drama. You just detached. So they were in their big fat ego, like thinking that before they realized that you weren't no longer even around, that just weren't getting what you needed, so you detach from this person, and that this person, when they thought they were going to come back in, that wasn't really there. Again, their negativity and a lot of other things had, like at the same time, had impacted other areas of their life, I believe, because you don't just go through a dark night of the soul because of a breakup. It can happen, but you guys never really got off the ground. Again, I feel like this person always knew that you were a great person. They just didn't give you the time. They didn't want that type of connection. But now it's almost like they realized what they wanted. And they realized that for a really long time, they were like hyper focused on the wrong things. They were hyper focused on their victim mentality. And really, that's what needed to be healed. Their narrow mindedness. Like they had blinders on. They were just focused on like the glass is half full, why it's not going to work, why. And that's really like, once you change your thoughts, you really do transform your life. And this person wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for this connection, which is why I said this is a divine connection. This again, it's all about repairing, healing, fixing, but not just the relationship. It's about upgrading this person's own DNA, making the adjustments that they needed to fix within their own life, and not just the connection. Yes, that's a bonus, but really what I'm seeing for this person, that Now we have to say again, why did you attract this person into your life? This person's going to do what it takes to try and fix the connection. And some of you guys will take this person back, and some of you guys won't take this person back. It's a collective reading. I'll pull one. I will find my way. Twin flame. No, 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 not another twin flame connection. I will find my way back to you. Once again, no, 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 no. It's like, really? I find you incredibly attractive. Well, again, it's like for some of you guys, you will, and some of you guys won't. In this story, it's like, I feel like there was a very strong connection here. And when I ask, it's like, yeah, I'll find my way back into your life. Twin flame, I'm so attracted to you. I mean, I like was like, really, twin flame, I feel you, like literally I come from the mid. I'm like, really? It's like, you are the love of my life. Okay, I'm not gonna pull anymore because it's almost like this person feels that. I've been getting a lot of twin flame like readings lately, and all like with the person wanting to like actually come back. And for you, why did you attract this person into your life? Self-love, and listen, you held to a standard. You never swayed, and that is why you're getting awarded with, again, something happening, again, spotlight on you, all this attention, some recognition, whether this job, again, the universe is gifting you something because you learn the spiritual lesson, which again, self-love. Self-love. So your inner child wounds, the first card out, self-love. So not being brought up in an environment where you weren't taught to love yourself, and possibly be due to your emotions too, being seen as overly sensitive, overly emotional, not being smart enough, not being this, not being that. Again, you know how parents were raised. School is important. Like, again, like you got awarded for doing good in school and for bringing good attention to the house. What we saw is that your person had shame. Dance, that's actually a positive. You're able to go with the flow of life, outdoor in nature. So again, these would be gifts, not all the time of our wounds. So we'll see again. Wonder. That's a confusion. Physical touch. So all right. So physical touch, I always associate with emotional. I always, again, from children, these are the inner child cards. So it's again, when we look at the wounds, what creates, a wound is when a child doesn't feel supported and they need to feel emotionally connected to their parents. So I feel like you didn't. I feel like you didn't feel safe. And so when we don't feel safe, and if we don't feel like we're really loved by, our parents, because we're not getting that nurturing that we need. And it doesn't mean our parents didn't love us. They could have just been busy with work and logical, analytical, which is what I feel. I feel like you were raised by somebody that also was highly sensitive, but would never express their feelings. And so in that you felt that your parent was detached from you. So again, because physically you didn't get that nurturing. And so here it was, you connected to somebody that was mirroring that. And that's very confusing for a child, extremely confusing, because it's like, my parent, you're my parent, you should love me the most. Especially children tend to look at how other children, their age and their parents interact. You can see it. So you see like, again, as a child, you can't help but compare. You don't know any better. So I feel like on some level you didn't love yourself enough. You were kind of taught not to love yourself enough. And so this made you not really grounded. When I see outdoors and nature, that's what this card is, even though you can't see it. It's outdoors and nature. And so what you would know is that that's grounding. That's connection to source, because God is the universe. That's what it is. It's ubiquitous. And the language of sacred geometry is actually a spiritual language, and we find it within the leaves. We see it within the grass. We see it in everywhere where you look within your environment. Okay. And that helps you stay connected to source, which I believe gave you a gift, made you very intuitive, made you sensitive, which happens when you don't feel safe from your parents again. And it's really confusing as a child. It's scary. And you're not giving yourself self-love. Instead, you're beating yourself up. You're being taught to treat yourself the way your parent is treating you. And so, again, even so, you had a better connection to source. A lack of connection to the physical body, though, because when we grow up in a place where we're not feeling safe, our energy goes up in our head. So then what happens is that we're not grounded enough. So I feel like you're grounded in spirit, but not grounded in your physical body. And what spirit says, well, now I need you to go out into the world and explore, because as a child, it was kind of robbed of you. If you didn't feel safe and supported and nurtured, well, you would stop yourself from trying things, from joining things, especially if you weren't supported by a parent. You're like, again, children need to be encouraged, especially if they're shy. And I feel like, again, you are a highly sensitive child. So again, you live mainly more safe. So Spirit says, again, it's the wonder in you that I want you to find. And then you'll find the wonders within the world that stirs up your soul, that you can connect to, which is actually a better option than, again, this person, to be honest with you. However, if they are a soulmate twin flame connection, Spirit says you still need to do this, because this person likes to form attachments. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be healed, but they're not spiritually evolved. Remember, they're following you, your character. And it's, again, you are coming from the highest level of consciousness. That's what twin flames do. They teach us to hold to a standard, to learn self-love. It's, again, you got this person in your life. You didn't need to be learning the lesson because you never swayed from yourself. That's why the universe is gifting you an opportunity. However, Spirit is saying, it's like, but what about the other aspects of life? You still need to make this person work for it. Remember, it's, again, just because they're coming in and they want to try and this and that, you have to hold to your standard. And there are 8 slices of pizza in a pizza pie. The person only gets a half a slice to a slice, and they don't get that every night. It's, again, because they have to earn it. This person is used to not really doing anything, and they played a lot of games in the beginning, and you want to hold to your standard. So it's about learning how to go with the flow. But this here is dance. You don't see it again. It's another card that doesn't really show you. Again, that bottom word is dance, and that's finding the rhythm of life, to be able to go with the flow of life, regardless of what's happening in your life. And I believe that that was a gift, that you didn't get the nurturing that you needed, but you lived safe and you live safe in order to be able to go with the flow of what was going on in the environment. However, that was robbing you of passion, that was robbing you of life, where spirit says that that's still missing again because you grew up safe. It's like where spirit's saying, it's like you can make this relationship work, but you have to be again of the highest vibration and understand this person may get triggered by it, they may react, and it's for you again to follow suit exactly what you did. And that was to go with the flow without really dealing with this person. You detached and you put the energy into yourself. And spirit says, if every time you do that, that trains this person, like every time I'm gonna act like an asshole or try and like hold back or play games or do whatever I do that is shady or just manipulative, um, you're not gonna give me energy. I'm not going to get any attention. And this person needs the attention. Like I said, that it makes them get a little serotonin rush. You know, they want that. So understand, you are not saying, hey, you need to give me that serotonin rush. What spirit's saying is like, you're not supposed to get it from other people. This person's used of attachment. So remember, they're going to look for it. They're going to search for it outside. Spirit says you already know that the answer is inside of you, but you have to go out into the world to go out and explore. And then you're able to know what your opportunities are. You're able to manifest due to embodying different experiences and activating your imagination. And that's again, that would actually help this person to evolve. So you're evolved spiritually, where I'm sure that this person brings other things to the table. But being spiritual and emotionally intelligent are not those things. And we're not going to figure out what they are, but I'm pretty much sure it would be anything that you're not good at. I mean, that's normally how twin flames work. Like, they're not like, oh, you're my other half. There's no such thing. It means that that person has gifts where you don't have gifts. You have wounds, and vice versa. So you're being taught how to forgive and compromise and let go and all the energies of unconditional love. And in that, it betters your life. It betters this person's life because you're coming from the best version of yourself. This person is just a catalyst for you and vice versa. Gratitude. I am aware of the light in my life. I direct my thoughts to the beauty in and around me. I give thanks to God for every little thing that brings me joy. Thus, I enlighten my thoughts, riches surround me, and I appreciate all that life brings me. So understand, you were dealing with someone that was extremely negative and if they were wounded. So the first sign for them for really healing is to learn gratitude. And I feel like you've always had gratitude, but dealing with someone that's on a lower vibration, that's a twin flame that is wants to evolve, because again, we only get people to us that are twin flames when the divine doesn't get involved in every relationship. It gets involved in relationships that you have two people that grew up in a similar type of environment and they're wounded, and but they're going to learn love, and spirit and the universe, whatever you want to call it, conspires to bring both parties what they need to learn the lesson of love. And so it all starts with gratitude. So you already have gratitude, but twin flame soulmate means hard. So spirit says, oh, you better keep that positive attitude. You better stay spiritual. You better keep those focus on again the things that you're grateful for, and so that the universe can continue to bring you exactly what what you need, but all the riches surround you and you appreciate all that life brings you. Really is what spirit's saying. it's like this person still needs to learn how to integrate gratitude, where I feel like you always knew it. You're kind of the spirit saying, let's see, you can do it. You can do it mighty fine by yourself, but can you do it with a person that you care about? Can you do it in certain environments? It's not as easy as you think when you're dealing with a person like this. But Spirit says, but that's why you're getting someone that there would be a lot of chemistry. It's again, but and you might say, well, what's the point? Just so that the person Spirit says, if an opportunity is coming for you, you're on a high vibration. Spotlight's on you. So Spirit's saying, well, in order for you to really be the highest and best version of yourself, again, evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is the best version of yourself, which is what I'm trying to say. Um, it's to get experiences that are turbulent, and then Spirit says, now let's see how you handle it. It's like you need to stay at that highest level of consciousness. And it's because the spotlight's on you, you may be a public figure. It's again, you're doing something where people are looking at you as you're important. So that means not everybody's gonna like you. You're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. So how are you going to deal with it? Spirit says it's always the same thing, because you're me in physical form, which means you're always going to depict the character of unconditional love, no matter what it is, no matter who you're dealing with. I'm preparing you. That's why. And this person is perfect practice for you. And at the same token, it helps them evolve. And that's really what Source always does. God always does that. The universe always does that. It does what's best for everyone involved. It's going to benefit everyone involved, just for different reasons. Because we may, again, we're wounded with the same wound, but it's affected us differently. And that's really what Spirit is saying. It's affected this person where they're spiritually not smart. And with you, it's again, you're still sensitive, and other people's opinions affect you too much, and the way that you come across. The way that you come across when you get triggered might be too harsh, or it might be, again, that Spirit's saying you need to always come from that level, because spotlight's going to be on you. You don't want negative energy. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know how you resonate, please. And keep your comments coming. I thank you. I love reading them. I do read every single one. Sometimes it's over a course of a full day, because it's in between clients and running around to do shit, with my husband that just passed, and my puppy and my dog, and just life. But I do read them, and I love the support. I love you guys, and keep playing. Uh, put the word in the video. I'm still choosing people. I'm still playing catch up. I will get to you. Even if I don't answer the email for a day or two, it takes me a little time. But, trying to stay balanced, trying to squeeze it all in. But I want to thank you guys again. And until next time, be true to you. Remember, always love yourself first. The kingdom of heaven's inside of you. If you can imagine it, you create it. But it all starts with you becoming unconditional love, so you can attract exactly what you love, and so that your life will be abundant in every good way possible. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.